Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, 3:07 p.m. And guess what? This is the last afternoon show of the week, which is remarkable. Feels like the week just started. It's Wednesday, and yeah, markets half day tomorrow. But guess what? Before that begins, we get the non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning. You got a precursor of that today, and yeah, the market. We lose 33,000 private jobs in the month of June. We'll see what private payrolls, what non-farm payrolls show tomorrow morning, but talk about shaking it off, man. We get 745, you got to move. There's your volatility on 815. You drive down to market lows near 62.37, and just like that, with 35 points higher, trading at 62.72, and we're making session highs. NASDAQ 100, we're highs for the day, not quite back up to where we were on Monday. S&Ps, we're in record territory. NASDAQ 100, we're about 100 points away from records. Dow, negative by 38 points today, and the Russell up 1.25% right now. And as I said, crypto having quite a day, up by $4,200 for Bitcoin. You're only $2,000 away from all-time highs. The 10-year right now, 4.29. We got a little bit of lower price, higher yield. We were approaching 4.19 just yesterday. Think about that. 10 basis points in almost a day. Enough too substantial. And that's 10 basis points higher from 4.19 to 4.29. And meanwhile, in the meantime, we get an employment report that shows that we're losing jobs in June. And the other thing about that employment report, all right, we're going to talk Vietnam in a second as well, is that we had a revision to the month of May, and we only added 29,000 jobs in May. So you add up May and June, and we're at negative numbers for a 2-month period. That probably means, now, again, where's non-farm payroll? We'll find out tomorrow morning. But maybe just a little bit overstated, as in the move. When we were approaching 4.19, you had the dollar up pushing almost 96. We're still pushing 96.78, even as yields have popped 10 basis points right now. You got dollar weakness no matter what is going on in this market right now. And yeah, there's a look at the dollar, man. Giving it all up and then some. All right, and yeah, let's talk a little bit of Vietnam. So the U.S. reaches a deal with Vietnam. Now, the details are yet to be basically published in terms of even a detail sheet, etc. But it's a 20% tariff will be placed on Vietnamese exports to the U.S. and a 40% levy on any goods deemed to be basically using that country as a pass-through, right? So Trump shared the broad contours of the agreement, but the White House has yet to release a term sheet or publish any kind of proclamation, any kind of details. So the numbers are out there, but nonetheless. And yeah, you talk about numbers in terms of Vietnam. Vietnam, sixth biggest supplier of U.S. imports last year, $137 billion. And you look at the rise that they've had. 137 last year, up from barely 50 billion in 2018. And then you go back, right? 12 billion in 2009. Exports to Vietnam, just 15 billion last year. Think we're going to start selling a bunch of vehicles to Vietnam? Is that what we're doing? I think that's what the president's saying in there. The market takes it and runs with it, though. It sure does. Okay, now let's take a look at the price and volume in these markets right now. You take a look at the S&P. Well, you talk about a run. We're not running out of steam just yet in terms of price action, but on a daily basis, coming into the fourth, we only got 45 minutes left to go in trading, and we got no volume, man. 778,000 contracts. Now, we will get some volume on the close, but the market's open for a half day tomorrow. We did 1.26 million the last 3 days, basically, and we're at 778. Now, even if you look at how we get market volume close, you get 70,000 contracts in the last 5 minutes, 100,000. nonetheless, you're talking about right now in the S&Ps, you would need to do 700,000 contracts by the end of the day. 500,000 contracts by the end of the day. Jump over to the NASDAQ. We may get some volume today. NASDAQ's leading the way, man. These tech stocks. Talk about a company like NVIDIA, 25 billion shares outstanding. You're up $3 and change, adding almost $80 billion in market cap. Whew. Let's see, Microsoft down about 0.4 right now. Take a look at the volume on Microsoft. You know, it's an interesting conversation going into a 3.5-day weekend, right? And so one of the risks right now in the market is the employment report tomorrow. And the other risk right now is the tax cut deal. And so that's looming. And that has a potential. And then nothing's derailed this market just yet. And I don't imagine this is going to happen before 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow where the market's open. But it's a razor-thin margin, man. And we'll see if the House can accept what the Senate has now sent back to them. But indications are that there's some skepticism. And if that's the case, then they pass their own version again. It gets sent back to the Senate again. And it's going to be interesting to see how the market handles that if that's the course that tends to run. All right, you jump over to Tesla. So, quite a bounce for Tesla shares. You bounce right off this technical area, folks. You're looking to get in Tesla. 290 is your price. All right, we trade down to 290, 321. I'm ballparking, but you see the area. Okay, that's the highs of this consolidation area. You back here from like February to the beginning of May. But Tesla's up 5% today almost. And yeah, global vehicle sales fall 13.5%. A final quarterly tally of 384,000, missed expectations. Look at these delivery numbers compared to where we were. This company was ratcheting it up versus, I mean, look at this growth pattern from 2019 up until about the middle of 2023. It is just not happening, man. All right, we'll take a look at Tesla when we get back. Robo-taxis, of course, in focus. And yeah, Elon will tell you that's the future. But boy, quite a valuation. Tesla up by $15. S&P's up by 23. Come right back, folks.